Welcome to this video titled SEO, What You Need to Know. The purpose of this video is not to give you a full course in search engine optimization, but really to help you understand what SEO means today so that you can have good conversations with prospects and clients, and so that you're able to offer the service to them and let your outsourcing team handle all of the technical details. So on this video, we're going to cover really three main topics. First up will be what is SEO, giving you a better understanding of it. Next is what to do on page, and then finally we'll talk about what to do off page. So first, let's take a look at what is SEO. Here's the technical definition: the process of affecting the visibility of a website or a web page in the search engine's natural or unpaid organic search results. The idea is to show up higher and get more traffic. The official definition talks about the fact that SEO may target different kinds of search, including image search, local search, video search, academic search, news search, and industry-specific vertical search engines. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit more in detail. Make sure that you understand that SEO should have a much broader meaning, and in that a lot of people associate SEO just with ranking highly in Google or maybe in Bing and Yahoo as well. But the fact of the matter is that there are many different search engines out there these days, and while Google still gets the majority of online search traffic, in order to really maximize the visibility of a business and not just a website, we need to focus on a lot more properties than just their website. So when I look at what is SEO, I think it's important to remember that there really are multiple search engines. We talked a little bit about Google, and obviously when it comes to online search, Google is getting the majority of the traffic, and they get the lion's share of mobile traffic as well, because Android is the operating device on most mobile devices out there. And so they've got some built-in advantages with their search engine and with their operating system for mobile devices, but there's lots of other places that people go to search for information. And YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world, and people are often looking for detailed explanations of things directly through YouTube. So it's important to optimize a YouTube channel so that it shows up in YouTube searches, but also so that it shows up in general Google searches. Facebook has become the second most popular place for people to search for local businesses, and in some cases Facebook pages can show up in Google searches. And so you've got both elements to consider: the fact that many people are searching directly in Facebook, and some Facebook searches are going to show up in Google searches, so you get the double advantage there. Similar situation with Google Maps. Some people go directly to Google Maps to search for a local business, and being listed on the map helps you show up in lots of Google organic searches. And so you need to make sure that you account for both of those areas of traffic and take advantage and leverage the platform properly. Siri itself is actually a search engine. Lots of people search for things just by using Siri, and so if you want to reach Apple users, which of course you do, you need to account for Siri and really consider it to be a search engine. Yelp has become a very popular search engine as well. Although it's a directory and it's focused heavily on reviews, many people rely on it as a search engine, whether they go to the Yelp website or they use the Yelp app, or they end up on a Yelp page from a Google search. Yelp is very important to consider for search engine optimization. And then there are a number of other niche directory sites that play a very important role. And so specifically for attorneys, some of the sites that we look at are avvo.com, lawyers.com, and some of the other major directory sites like Yellow Pages. But industry-specific sites can play a valuable role in creating good citations and backlinks, and also driving traffic. And so to really be optimized for search engines, you need to account for all of the different types of search engines that there are to be optimized for. So now that we've looked at just a short list of some of the search engines that you want to be optimized for, let's take a look at exactly what optimization means and what they want. Search engine optimization really is mostly about data classification. The search engines, whether it's Google or even Facebook or Yelp, they want to show users the most relevant information possible. And they can only show that information when you tell them exactly what is there. So the job of the search engines is to figure out what exists on a web page or website and classify it correctly so that it can show up at the right time. And so that is simply showing them relevance, and by making sure that you're using all of the proper terms, which we'll get into what you need to do on page, you can give the search engines the information that they need so that they can display your website or web page or profile or whatever it may be at the appropriate time. The simple fact about search engine optimization, and the biggest mistake that most people make and most business owners make when they try to optimize themselves for the web, is that they just don't include enough information, and they don't include it in all of the right places. So simply by including all of the right information and including the right places, you can help the search engines deem your page as relevant, which is the first half of real online optimization, is making sure that your content is relevant for whatever people are looking for. And so if people are searching for a personal injury attorney, then we need to make sure that we're using the term personal injury attorney and all of the related terms in our content. And we want to make sure that we use it in the most important places so that we give it significance in the eyes of visitors and in the eyes of the search engines. So let's take a more detailed look at what we need to do on page so that we can establish relevance and include the right keywords and the right information so the search engines can classify us correctly and show us at the appropriate time. When we talk about keywords, we're usually talking about keyword terms, and so in the example that we've used a lot, we talk about personal injury attorney Dallas. And so personal injury attorney is the keyword, Dallas is the location modifier here, but our full target keyword would then be personal injury attorney Dallas. And using that in the most appropriate places or the most important places without using it to excess so that it's not user-friendly anymore is our best path for making sure that the search engines deem us relevant and show our pages at the right time. And so if we're optimizing content, whether this is our web page or our social media profile or any other content that we produce out there, even articles, they're going to follow this same basic formula. First, we need to identify what our main target keyword is, and then we want to use it in all of these places or as many of these places as we can and still keep things visually appealing and user friendly. So we want to make sure that we use our target keyword, in this example personal injury attorney, and ideally personal injury attorney Dallas, in our website URL. We want to make sure that we include it in the page title. Page title is one of the most important factors in optimization, so having your keywords there really carries a lot of weight. That is the snippet of text that's going to show up as a clickable link when people find you in the search engines, and having the keywords there helps it to rank, and it also helps people, encouraging people to click on the link, which is the ultimate goal. The description is the snippet of text that shows up in the search results just below the link, and having your keyword there definitely helps you to show up in searches, and it reassures people that they're finding the information that they want and encourages them to click through to your web page or your profile or whatever it is that we happen to be optimizing. Websites and a lot of profiles will include a keywords field. I recommend that you use the keywords field. It's one more place to include your keywords, and although Google says that they don't take them into account, other search engines do. So it just makes good sense to use the keywords fields. Within the body text, the articles, or the body of the page, or the blog post, it's important that the keywords get used again, and we can signify their importance by using things like bold text, italic text, and turning them into anchor text links. All of those things show that they're a little bit more important and makes them to be associated with the page and increases the relevancy of the page. We don't always have to use just an exact keyword. Sometimes our links and our bold text can be long tail keywords. So instead of just personal injury attorney, it could be something like find a personal injury attorney in Dallas, or best personal injury attorney in Dallas, or consultation with a personal injury attorney in Dallas. Ways to utilize the keyword but combine them with other words so that we're not continually repeating the same thing in all of these elements, but we have all of the core keywords there. So the same thing would apply to the headings. It's important that the keywords are used in the page headings, and as many of those classifications as possible, the H1 all the way down through the H5 can all have an impact on the search engine friendliness, but also the user friendliness. Using your keywords within the headings on a page makes it easier for people to scan through the page and make sure that they've found exactly the information they want, and that's what gets them to read a little bit deeper or take the action that we want them to take. Images can also be extremely powerful for optimization. Having them on your page is a good thing in general, and then making sure that they are optimized for the keywords, which means including the keyword in the file name, including the keyword in the alt text, and including the keyword in the image caption. Everywhere that we can encode our keywords and associate them with these images, it's going to increase the relevancy of our page. If our page has our specified keywords in all of these important locations, and it even includes images that reinforce that keyword, it's going to help strengthen our overall optimization, make it easier for people to find the information they want, which is the key for making the search engines find us and display our information at those appropriate times. So on-page optimization is really focused on giving the search engines what they want. They want to be able to classify data, and so we have to make sure that we tell them exactly where to classify our data by using our descriptive keywords in all of the appropriate label fields and all of the most significant areas that we can. Now that we've optimized our on-page content to signify as much relevance as we can, we want to do some other things to help improve the authority, trust, and engagement of all of our pages. One of those specific things that we can do is utilize authorship to claim our content. It's the equivalent of digitally signing our work. It ties any published content back to our Google Plus profile, and by actually claiming the content, Google trusts it a little bit more and allows us to build up some author rank over time so that content will rank more easily. So we should utilize authorship certainly on our blog posts, but really anywhere else that content is published. So if articles are syndicated onto any other directory sites, it should be utilized there as well. We want to create shareable content by making it easy to quote the blog posts and to write informative blog posts about interesting topics. It's easier to encourage people to share them. Anything that we can do to make engagement easier, which is going to help build our authority, which is the second half of the equation for search engine optimization, the better results we're going to get. So the last thing I suggest here as far as on-page optimization is making shareable content, but then making it really easy to share, and that includes adding social sharing buttons and actually asking people to share the content, suggesting that they make comments, share it with their friends, share it on Facebook, whatever it is. Simply asking people to do it is going to increase the likelihood that they're actually going to share the content. The more that people share the content, the more the content is going to be seen as authoritative. So the more trust and engagement we can build, the more authority we get, and the more often we're going to rank. So we'll get into the big second half of search engine optimization, which is really authority. The first half is relevance, and the second half is authority. You build relevance by what you put on the page, and you build trust and authority by being found other places. So that means that you want to be listed everywhere that you can, and you want to start with the most high authority and high traffic sites. So by being listed in the major directories, making sure you're listed in Google, making sure that you have profiles on the high profile social networks, places like Yelp, places like Facebook and YouTube and Yellow Pages, for attorneys being listed places like lawyers.com. All of those are places that are going to bring in traffic, but also bring very high quality backlinks and citations from high quality trusted authority sites. So we want to build all of our profiles there and follow the same on-page optimization rules, making sure that we include all of our keywords and that we utilize any of the other tools we have for signifying their importance, whether it's headings or anchor text, bold text. All of those things can be used on directory sites and profiles and other places as well to help boost the relevance of those pages while we do other things to boost their authority. One of the best ways to continue to build authority is to create and publish content on a regular basis. So we want to create that that content that encourages engagement, that easily shareable content, and then we want to distribute it on authority channels, places that are already trusted. So top directory sites, video distribution sites, press release sites, blogs, and all of the social channels. Sharing all of this high content or syndicating all of this content in multiple places helps the search engines see us as more of an authority. The more often they see links back to a particular website or profile or a specific name, address, and phone number listed somewhere, the more they assume that profile is an authority. So the more content we can generate that has links and citations pointing back to all of our directories as well as our main website, the better we're going to be able to be everywhere and create the dominant online presence. So just a quick recap on what you need to know about SEO. Remember that SEO is not just about ranking in Google. It's about being discovered and optimized for all of the different search engines that are out there. And it's made up of two main parts, which is relevance and authority. We build relevance by what we do on our page, and that includes our web page and all of our profiles. To be seen as relevant, we have to use all of the appropriate keyword terms and related terms to whatever we're targeting. And we want to make sure that we use those terms in the most significant places on any web page, the URL, the title, the description, and all of the other elements. Off page, we want to do everything we can to build trust and authority. The more often our content, our links, and our citation, our name, address, and phone number is found off page and found on places with high trust and authority, the more of that authority is going to be transferred to us, and the more often we're going to show up in search results. So optimize your content by using the right keywords and make sure that you distribute your content, but focus on distributing it to the places that you trust. If you do those things, search engine optimization takes on a much broader perspective, and it's really about creating a dominant online presence to capture as much traffic as you can. Focus on converting that traffic into new clients and new cases for your attorneys. In the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of these concepts and why SEO is not enough and how you can take a broader view and really get maximum results.